When I first started working with Betty 15 years ago, I opened up one of the closets in her bedroom and found the typed up manuscript of her memoir.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
It took me 3 years to pry it out of her hands.
Mhm.
So, this book, Sex by Design, Betty and I took 2 years of editing and cajoling and talking her into going first person about her entire life, including her sex life.
Mhm. And it's such a fascinating, amazing read. I mean, you laugh, you cry, you're shocked. I mean, there are some things that I read and I was like, "Oh my god," I can't believe that she wrote this, but that's part of Betty. I mean, she's real, and I think she wanted to she was outrageous, so there's nothing that we could do that would be shocking to her.
It's honesty, and Betty was an
Mhm,
adventurer. We explore, that's how we understand who we are. And what I love about her life is if you look at each chapter, we chose a different picture because Betty
mhm,
changed her whole complete look. Every decade, she would try something new
mhm,
and she would push herself outside of her comfort zone. She wasn't confident. When she went through certain times in that memoir, she had to really challenge herself. And
right.
that was her belief that if you're not challenging yourself, you're not doing anything worthwhile. So she tried so many different lifestyle choices,
Mhm.
experiences with a sense of joy and adventure and self discovery.
Yes, yes. It's a fascinating read. There are parts that I have marked that I'll reread regularly. I have both the print version and the audio version because sometimes I'll just pop it on when I'm driving in the car, especially on a long road trip. And I just like to hear the stories. The stories are incredible. What an incredibly amazing life. She didn't leave anything on the table.
And we self-published that because her publisher, when Betty gave them the manuscript, their reply was it was too much sex. And I found the rejection letters. She went to 35 publishers and all the rejection letters, she put them into her journal. She kept them all. And they were all kind of like, oh, thank you for your submission. It's a little outside of our purview for this. And it was so interesting to see they couldn't even tell her no as honestly as Betty had shared her life.
Mhm. Ah.
So if you want to understand the woman behind the philosophy, behind the work, Sex by Design is quite wonderful. And it was my love letter to Betty because I promised her that I would get her memoir out there. And all the pictures in the middle, I love them. That was such a labor of love. I was 8 months pregnant. It was February in New York. I'm in a down coat going up and down subway stairs. And Betty's just deciding she has all the she's like, I got to have all these pictures in 80 pictures. So I went waddling over and we put it together. And she was so right because you can see the life and the journey and the progression and the ups and the downs. It was a life well lived.
Mhm.